3, 2, 1. Welcome guys to my first ever unboxing and review of SH Figuarts Mask Rider Deno in sword form and gun form. This is version 2.0, as you guys can see from the box. Beautiful display of sword and gun form. The side of the box. And let's get to it. Opening up the package. It's a little packet with, or paper fold, leaflet with the parts that are in there. You can see all parts for sword and gun form, and all the hands that come with it, and of course the figure itself. Let's go ahead and take them out of the box. Oof, that's a shitload of hands. The basic or the normal articulation is there. Whatever you'd want or you think you'd want in a figure or in a figure in general is there. 360 rotation at the shoulder. It's a little hindered by this piece right here, which is the shoulder pad, but you can still go 360. It's just a matter of being able to get there differently, I suppose, or almost 360 because of that. And then you have a bicep swivel, a double jointed elbow, and of course your wrist, and then removable hands, which, while we're on the subject of hands, this release comes with a ridiculous amount of hands. So relax hands, Deno pass, Denliner pass, hand holding or holding hands, pointing to yourself, kind of like his Ore Sanjo pose. I'm assuming these are the gun holding hands, sword holding hands, pointing hand, and relax, kind of closed relaxed hands on the side. Yeah, but we'll take a look at that in a bit. So I have him in this. I have this hand on him right now because I had him pose earlier in his Ore Sanjo pose again, or the beginning of the Ore Sanjo pose. And I do want to point out the articulation, right? So the head up and down goes 360, goes 360, there you go. And notice the beautiful, beautiful compound eyes. Overall great shape. Oh, anyway, and then you have an ab crunch that goes to about there. The legs go up that much, and you have your double jointed knee, ankle pivot, and your toe joint. Up to there, which is pretty cool. Who doesn't love a toe joint, right? I do want to point out that these pieces right here, Dengasha, correct me if I'm wrong, which I'm pretty sure I'm wrong, the pieces come off separately. So you can actually pose him holding these one at a time, kind of like you're building it. And the way that they have these on him are on a peg, right? And they actually, I don't know if I can show you that. There you go. You see that little peg right there? They actually have slots for them individually right there. So what you do is you slide them in like so. This is like worse than good and worse than Double's memories. They're so detailed, it's amazing. And then the thigh pieces, and that just came off. Mine are actually pretty loose, I would say. But then again, I'm probably just holding them incorrectly or holding them too much. but once you pose him, they're fine. Right? Beautiful piece. Before I forget, so you have two passes right here. One is closed, as you can see here, and then one's open. You can actually kind of tell that this one has a little bit more translucent showing compared to this one when it's in the closed form. Am I too? I don't know if I'm too close or not close enough, but either way, hopefully you can see that. Oh, there you go. And then the open one. Okay, his sword. And then, so let's pretend he presses purple here and switches over to Ryotaro, right? Or Ryotaro's. And so what you do is gently but firmly pull from the sides here. Well, at least this is what I do. And I mean, it's kind of, well, might as well take these off first, because again, mine are somewhat loose. So you squeeze from the sides gently and then firmly pull out. Right? Put that to the side, and then the head, it slides right off. So make sure that I get that on camera, because I had trouble in the first time that I was pulling it out. So you see that? Pull. It's sitting right there, right? And what you want to do is pull it out. That's what she said. And there's a little area here where you can take this off. This is the light up part of the belt, right? Of the driver, I should say. Excuse me. And then we take the pieces from gun form. Okay, so we have the head. Put that on. We have the head for gun form. Beautiful. And the chest piece. Basically, this opens up and changes into that. You can see kind of why they went with these together. Alright, so what you want to do first, I guess I'll start with this. Is the belt piece, right? So you want to put this back here, which is basically this. Tap that in, and then make sure I get that on camera. So this right here, there's this little slot right there that this piece slides into. This seems much more complicated than it needs to be honest, but whatever works. It's like, I feel like they could have just gone with just this, the head part, and not necessarily have to pull the neck part. I don't know why they decided to do that. I don't see any difference, and I love Deno, one of my favorite writers, but I don't see a big difference or any differences at all in the neck piece, and so I don't understand why they had to do that. And then to put this together, there's these two tabs right here that will lock into using this piece right here. So you kind of, I mean, what you want to do is basically line it up at the shoulder seams right there, right? And then you push. Make sure nothing's on the way, and snap. Snap in. And you have him in his gun form. And then let's see here. Again, he has a lot of hands. Like, I'm surprised he has that many hands. Okay, we'll do this. We'll put these pieces in. That piece goes here, and then this piece goes there. Just follow the tabs in the back, and you have him in his gun form. Very sweet figure, I must say. Very sweet figure. Huh, look at that. I never noticed that up until now. And I'm a huge Deno fan, so that's pretty embarrassing. but his little fin, he has a bigger fin, or a fin that stands out, I should say. I guess kind of like a dragon. That makes sense. And then of course the compound eyes that Figuarts or Kamen Riders in general are known for. I hope that's getting captured on that camera. Okay, so I'll put these aside. Stand him up, and then let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna try this hand, which is his right hand. Okay, so take off. All right, be careful. Again, these are toys, but they're also, I've seen a few pictures or people where the pegs snapped off and you're left with a handless Figuart, which is basically useless at that point. All right, I'm probably gonna cut off here if I don't get this in. I'm legit scared of snapping this guy. There you go. Okay, so slides in, and then the gun. I'm not gonna take off the pieces just because, again, they slide in individually, and it's an amazing detail, but also painstakingly, just painstakingly detailed, I guess. And there you go. You have him in his gun form, which is pretty badass. I mean, normally these pieces won't be here since they use them to form the weapons, but again, I'm not gonna take that off just because it's a lot of work. But there he is in his gun form. And just for comparison, this is what the original version looks like. Pretty stark difference. He's like super skinny. Back when this was released, I was pretty happy with this guy. But now, look at the difference. Jeez. And I'm going to put him back in sword form just because that's how I'm going to have him in my display. So let's take off the hand. And again, I'm careful with these hands because I remember Kabuto 2.0 had the pegs on the hands instead of the wrist, which I kind of liked, because if you broke the peg on one hand, you could still put the other hands on there. If you break the peg on this one, you can't. The other hands are practically useless, which I guess is the reason why they did it. So Bandai forces you to buy more, which is genius, I guess. That makes sense, actually. Not for us, but it makes sense for them. Okay, there you go. Alright, I'll put that last. So again, take from the sides. At least this is what I do. I'm not sure if this is the most effective one, but comment below if you have a more effective way of doing this. So kind of slightly pinch at the sides, which has been working for me, but not right now. So put his hands up to the back, and then firmly but gently pull away from the body, right? I should probably cut off because I don't want it to break on camera. That would be pretty embarrassing. Okay. Oops. Oh, okay. That came off. Well, I guess that... Okay, so the driver comes off, which is nice because then you could put Decade's driver, the Deca driver, on there and pretend that Decade transformed into Deno. But the whole point of this was to remove this. Okay, so again, that's not how I hope you do it, but it worked. I've never seen that joint before. Okay, so that's amazing. Like that's pretty new. Pegs right in there, and then you slide off the head. Put it back in the box. Don't lose them. And again, the neck is practically the same. So I don't know. I really don't know why they don't just go like give you the head right here, right? But that's what she said. Probably gonna mute that because I don't want to get demonetized before I get a chance to be. Put the red back on there, and then line up the seams on the shoulder. Now you can't mess this part up. Right. Okay. Make sure the driver is out of the way, and press firmly. And there you go. Back into his sword form. That comparison though. See if I can just look at that comparison. Night and day for sure. Deno in sword form, and then his signature post henshin pose or statement. Comment below who's your favorite. What's your favorite writer motto or catchphrase, not motto, not Hakuna Matata. But okay, so I just want to take a look at these hands really quick, right? And then there's the pass. It fits so well. I mean, obviously that's what it's made for. So perfect for like beep, beep. All right, that's enough. Okay, put him back here. Put this guy back here. This is everything that it comes with. Alright, so I guess that's that. I'm gonna put this guy away, and I'll cut into photos of my display for you guys, where I have Momo in up there. If you guys have any questions or comments or suggestions for my next review, please feel free to do so. Hit that like button, subscribe if you'd like. I'd really appreciate it. Click on the notification bell, just so I can kind of, it helps with the YouTube algorithms. Follow me on Instagram at Half-Blind Media, and if you want to buy toys at Kamen Collectibles, link in descriptions below. Thanks guys for watching, and hope to see you soon on the next video. Peace.